Welcome to Ezuri's Misfits. As far as the opening hand goes, yeah, I like it actually. We have Forest, Catacombs, Secure Tribe Elder, and Crater Hoof to work towards. We'll definitely work towards that. We'll definitely keep on this one. And then our opponent is on the play, so we'll let them do their thing. See if they say something in the chat. Hey, same to you. There we go. Playing against some partner action, so they're going to get the scry going. Let's go and let them do their thing, and then I will cover Ezuri in just a second. Okay, let's go and get the Catacombs down. Harbor. Yeah, I guess technically it doesn't really matter. Let's go get the Catacombs down. We'll leave that up, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing Ezuri, Claw of Progress. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you get an experience counter. Then at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X plus 1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is the number of experience counters that you do have. And opponent's going to go for Thrasios, and we are playing in some partner action. We have Thrasios and Tymna. I'm just going to crack the Catacombs. Let's go and grab that breeding pool. I think that'd be pretty good. Have that come into play. Not going to pay 2 life on that one, and we'll kick it back over. We'll be able to get the Tribe Elder down, and then we'll see what else we've drawn to. Drawn to Command Tower. Okay, let's go and get the Harbor down. Let's go for the Tribe Elder. 1-2. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Playing against Thrasios. 4 mana, scry 1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, draw a card. Playing against Tymna, the Weaver. Lifelink, at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may pay X life, where X is the number of opponents that were dealt combat damage this turn. If you do, draw X cards, and opponents can be going for a Nature's Lore, getting down a Temple Garden. That is all the commanders. Free time. We can talk about whatever we want. Felt like that was a lot. And we actually meant to go for the tribe crack, but hey, they've got our back. We draw the Ancient Tomb, so we'll be able to get down to Ezuri Claw of Progress, so that'll actually work out. Let's go for not black, green, and then blue, and then 2 off the Ancient Tomb. It's going to get down to Ezuri, and then, yeah, we'll just go and pass the turn. Let's say they want to swing in with Thrasios. We can sacrifice the Tribe Elder in response to that. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. But yes, I've been really enjoying Ezuri. This is, I've been getting in the habit of tackling my to-do list, and Ezuri's been on my to-do list, and I'm not really tackling it in any sort of order in particular, other than I just kind of look at it and I'm like, yeah, that seems kind of like a fun commander to build. Or let's say that I don't really have a ton of blue-green decks on my channel, and so that's kind of what made me end up going for Ezuri. But oh man, I've had a lot of fun playing Ezuri. It's kind of weird to play a blue-green aggro deck where we're just really kind of pushing in on our opponent. All right, our opponent tapped for some mana, didn't really do anything. Let's go and crack the Tribe Elder. I think I'm okay with that. I'd like to take the land on the battlefield. We do have Crater Hoof. I mean, it's really not that crazy that we might actually get to hard cast Crater Hoof. Let's go and grab another force, or pretty heavy green in this particular deck. And that's going to leave Ezuri on the battlefield. Now, one play that we can go for would be Eternal Witness on the Tribe Elder. We'll actually be able to get down both of those this turn. I think I like doing that. Let's go and get the Command Tower down. So we can go for Rhystic Study to see if that's going to draw on any sort of counter spell. Let's go for that. That's going to be 1-2. We'll be able to draw some pretty good cards off of that if this is going to stick on the battlefield. It's pretty much going to be our only way to kind of keep up with Thrasios or Tymna getting those extra cards going. And if our opponent has some sort of counter spell, so be it. We'll simply go for Eternal Witness on bringing back the Tribe Elder. Okay, opponent's going to be tapping up for 5 mana, but none of that's going to be blue mana, so I'm kind of curious what they're going for. Wretch Confluence. Target player draws a card, gets -2, -2, and they're going to be able to take care of Ezuri. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Gonna get down to the Rhystic Study, and I still like going for Eternal Witness on this one. We still have Hangerback Walker and Champion to get down to start getting those experience counters off of Ezuri, so let's go and do that. Let's go for Eternal Witness. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And they'll be able to bring back the Tribe Elder, make the land drop next turn, and they'll actually be doing pretty good on mana. Let's grab the Tribe Elder, and then anything else. I think we're going to go on. Yes, we're going to use that ability, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. So we are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're sitting at 6 total mana. Land drop 7. Secure Tribe Elder is going to be 8. So we'll be online for Crater Hoof if we get that down. The only thing is we need a few more creatures. Now, we did run into Hangerback Walker. Works absolutely great in the deck. We're running Hangerback Walker and the Walking Ballista, which is... you get to like experience counters up to 4 or 5 or 6, and you get those counters on the Walking Ballista, start dealing that damage. Oh, it feels good. But yeah, outside of that, this is pretty much your standard Ezuri deck. There's nothing too crazy in here. When I'm looking to build a commander, one thing that I like to do is, if there's room for creativity, I like to, get a little creative with it. But if the deck's better served, kind of being a little bit more streamlined, kind of end up going for that, and that's exactly what we ended up going for with Ezuri. Fun fact, let's see if our opponent's going to pay for that Rhystic Study, but fun fact, if you're keeping score at home on the amount of decks that I've built for my channel, this is the only deck that I'm running that has Infect in it. We are running Blighted Agent in here. And what that does is it allows us to, actually, I'm pretty sure it did. I'm looking at my deck list right now. Oh, I did have it in there. Well, after this, if it's not in the deck right now, I'm definitely going to add it because that was something that's going to allow us to kind of help close the game out. All right, opponent's going to be swinging for 1 with Thrasios. And then, yeah, get in for 1. Let's put us down to 24. That's fine. And then we'll have the Tymna card draw trigger. Okay, they're going to go and pass the turn to us. I still like going for Ezuri on this one. It's going to be 6 mana. We have more than enough mana to get this down. Then we got 1 basically land up at this point right now. That's going to be 1/2 off the Ancient Tomb. 1/2. And then 3, 4, and then 5. I guess technically, if we wanted to leave up something else, we can get on the Hangerback Walker for 1. Yeah, let's go and do that. Actually, we don't have to take damage off the Ancient Tomb. Let's do it this way. This can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, we're going to have to do the Ancient Tomb. There we go. Okay. I was thinking we could tap without taking damage off Ancient Tomb, but we're going to get down to Ezuri for 6 total mana. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, we are going to be able to swing in for Eternal Witness if we want to, but I kind of like leaving Tymna up on this one. If they want to swing it with Tymna, we'll have the Eternal Witness play up to kind of go for that chump block. Now, our opponent is sitting at 7 cards in the hand, so we'll see if they're going to show for it next turn. But yeah, outside of the different creatures in the deck, we are running a lot of mana dorks in here. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any this early. But outside of that, we have some fun stuff in here, like a Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Having creatures that enter the battlefield with extra tokens attached to them makes for a really fun way to get those experience counters going. All right, opponent's going to go for Kaya, Ghost Assassin. Exile up to 1 target creature, and then return that card to the battlefield under control at the beginning of the next in-step. I think we need to make sure that Ezuri goes to the exile zone, but I think either way it's going to happen. We'll be able to get it back. And we get it back at the beginning of your next upkeep. So we're going to get Ezuri back. That's actually going to be a little bit hard for us to kind of deal with Kai out there and not having Ezuri coming down that quick. All right, opponent's going to be swinging in for 1. It's going to put us down to 21. That's going to be 2 total commander damage off Thrasios. Let's see what we draw into Reclamation Sage. Let's go and get the forest down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are looking at 8 total mana. If we wanted to swing in at Kaya, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X. We can simply just hardcast Craterhoof right now to take care of the Kaya activations, really kind of doing a number on us on Ezuri. Is that what we want to do right now? They are shields down. I'm worried about some sort of counter spell. At least we'll get rid of Kaya, and then we'll still be able to start going for those experience counters. Seems like a little bit of overkill, but I think I kind of like going for it. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. You know, if we had a bigger board state developed at this point right now, I would probably hold on to Craterhoof, but at least this is going to be a solid way for us to deal with Kai on the battlefield, getting rid of those exile triggers. All right, creature's going to get +X/+X, it's going to be +2/+2. So we're going to have Craterhoof for 7, and then let's go ahead and push in at our opponent with the Eternal Witness. So we're going to be able to swing in, and then Craterhoof, even if they block with Tymna, we're going to be able to trample that damage pass over onto Kaya. So let's go ahead and swing in for 11. See our opponent wants to offer up blocks on this one. Puts him down to 21, and then we'll get rid of Kaya, Ghost Assassin. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, we do have a 5/5 Craterhoof on the battlefield, so it's going to be kind of funny having Craterhoof stick around. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Now, as far as next turn goes, we do have Ezuri back on the battlefield. We are looking at Reclamation Sage. That will be another experience counter that we can get down. We can start to put those +1 counters on Craterhoof just to kind of have like this really big beat stick creature. Outside of that, if we want to actually put it on Champion, that's going to allow us to start pushing past our opponent's creatures. Once we get the +1 counters going on Champion, this is a wonderful card for the deck, and that allows us to basically just kind of swing in unopposed most of the time, especially once you get to about the 3 or 4 range with the experience counters. All right, opponent's simply just going to pass the turn with 6 mana open. All right, let's see what we draw into. Okay, we draw into an island. Let's go and get the island down. Let's kind of slow roll some stuff out. I really want Champion to stick onto the battlefield, so let's go and get down Hangerback Walker for 2. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to be able to get an experience counter off that once it enters in with power 2 or less, and then we can follow up with the Tri-Belder. If our opponent doesn't have a counterspell after the Tri-Belder, then we can go for Champion. We'll see if they have any sort of counterspell on this one. There we go. Get that experience counter for Ezuri. I'm just going to go for the Tri-Belder. It's going to be 1, 2. Get an additional experience counter. Now this one, you know, since we don't have a sack out, we do have Reclamation Sage in the hand, so we can actually dump those counters onto Hangerback Walker and kind of convert those into some Flying Thopter tokens. Yeah, let's go and see if that's going to stick. Let's go for Champion. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Now we are completely open to some sort of spot removal if we go for those triggers on Hangerback Walker, but I like at least seeing if we can't get Champion to stick onto the battlefield. All right, there we go. It's gonna stick, and getting additional experience counter. All right, let's go ahead and push it. Let's go and put the experience counters. We're gonna put it on Champion. Yeah, let's go and go for that. Let's see if they got any spot removal. We got 7 cards in hand and open mana. Let's go and push in. And then creatures with power less than its power can't block creatures that you control. Now we're going to be able to swing in. That's going to be, we can swing in with Crater Hoof, Eternal Witness, and Ezuri for sure. So let's go and swing in. That's going to be 5, 10 coming across, and then put them down to 9. See what they're going to show for it for the turn. All right, anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn. Now, with them simply just taking that and passing the turn, we might be walking into a board wipe next turn. It's not going to be the end of the world. They are sitting at 9. We're at least going to end up with 2 Hangerback Thopter tokens onto the battlefield. But let's see what they're going to go for at this point right now. Opponent's going to go for recoil. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, then that player discards a card. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Hangerback's going to go back. At this point right now, I guess we're probably going to be okay with getting rid of Reclamation Sage. I think I like that. Yeah, we'll get rid of Reclamation Sage, and then we'll hold on to Hangerback Walker. It would have been nice to catch some sort of artifact from our opponent, but I do find it interesting that they went for recoil on Hangerback Walker instead of Champion of Lambhelp, so they probably have some sort of spot removal to make sure that we can't really swing in. Okay, so we got Tymna and Thrasios swinging in, and then, yeah, we'll be sure to crack the Tri-Belter if they go for the board wipe on the second main phase. All right, that's going to put us down to 14. That's going to be 3 total commander damage, and that's going to be 1 time of the Weaver trigger. Let's see what they're going to go for. Okay, and our opponent will go for Damnation. Let's make sure that they're going to go and pay for that Rhystic Study. We're going to go and crack the Secure Tri-Belter to get that land onto the battlefield. And we'll be in a really good spot with a lot of mana open. You know, it does stink to lose Champion, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to have more than enough mana to get down Ezuri. Or if we simply want to tap out for a really big Hangerback Walker, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to end up with the 5/5 Hangerback Walker. We definitely swing in. And our opponent did get rid of their 2 commanders on the battlefield. Okay, see we draw into, draw into it. Oh, tooth and nail. Okay, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I like going for tooth and nail. I think that's a really good draw. Let's go and go for that. Let's go for the Entwine ability off this one. That's gonna be 1, 2. Make sure we pay enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. It's gonna be us tapping out for 1 more. It's gonna tap the Harbor down. See if our opponent's got a counterspell. If not, we're going to be able to go for Tooth and Nail, putting some creatures onto the battlefield. Now, with the Crater Hoof gone, this is not really going to be that high impactful, but let's see what's going to give us the best options for winning. Let's go for Avenger of Zendikar, and let's go and go for Deranged Hermit. I think I like this. It's going to be a really good way for us to get a ton of creatures onto the board. Let's go and put the Deranged Hermit and Avenger of Zendikar onto the battlefield. Click done on this one. So we're going to get those 5 squirrel tokens, and we're going to get the Avenger of Zendikar 0/1 green tokens. Yep. Opponent said, geez, nice top deck. Yes, indeed. I have to say that felt pretty good. All right, so we're going to get those squirrel tokens onto the battlefield. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Look at that motley crew out there. Love it. But yes, that was indeed. Our opponent was correct. That was a wonderful top deck. I'll see if our opponent has another board wipe or something like Cyclonic Rift. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even if they do have Cyclonic Rift, we can simply just recast Avenger of Zendikar or Deranged Hermit. We're getting to that point now where we have more than enough mana. So at this point right now, we're at least going to be able to swing in with these squirrel tokens. It's going to be 10 coming across next turn, even if we don't pay the echo cost on Deranged Hermit. So we'll see what our opponent's going to roll out this turn, but hopefully we should be able to swing in for lethal next turn. Okay, opponent's going to go for Hero's Downfall, targeting Avenger of Zendikar. Now that will shut us off the plant token. Unfortunately, we didn't have a fetch land to kind of back that up. But we still have Deranged Hermit to go for. We can pay that echo cost, and that's going to give us at least 9 coming across next turn. And if we can get some sort of hasty sort of option, we can swing in. We do have, as much as, you know, you don't really want to see it most of the game, we do have Beast Caller Savant in here. So if we do pay the echo cost on Deranged Hermit, we top deck into that. That'll at least give us lethal to swing across. And our opponent's going to be completely tapping out for this Rampant Growth, paying for that Rhystic Study trigger too. Okay, so we do have the echo cost. Let's go ahead and pay that echo cost. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 off that. Yeah, we're going to pay that ability. And let's see what we draw into. Draw into Sage of Hours. Let's go and do this. Let's go and swing it with the crew. Missouri's not going to have haste. We can't get it down at this point right now. Yeah, let's go and do that. We're going to be able to swing in 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Put them down to exactly 1. I'm not going to swing in with the, well, they're already swinging in. We'll back off of you. There we go. Okay. Well, I was thinking, man, it's gonna be hard to click on all those, but that's not too bad. All right, there we go. All right. Swing in with the squirrel tokens and then one plant token that snuck through there. I was gonna put them down to one. Let's go ahead and go for the hangerback walker. This is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. That way, at least we have some sort of answer if there's some sort of board wipe or something like that. That's gonna be 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4. There we go. All right. That way we can at least kind of represent Spell Pierce or something like that. Get down the Hangerback Walker, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. Now with Hangerback, 1 mana tap, yeah, we're not going to be able to go for that activation. But, like I said, if our opponent does have another board wipe somehow, or they rip into a tutor or something, at least them destroying the entire board, we'll have 2 Thopter tokens on the battlefield to swing in for lethal. So, we'll see what our opponent's going to do for the turn. But yeah, as far as playing Ezuri, it's been a lot of fun. I don't know. It was just one of those commanders that I had on my to-do list for so long, and then when I finally started playtesting for the deck, I'm like, man, this is a lot of fun. I mean, there's just and it doesn't really play like a blue-green like Sound the Simic Alarm style deck. You know, there's definitely a lot of decks out there like that, and playing Tishana, I think that's her name, Tishana. It's been a while since I played her, but it kind of feels like a blue-green, just kind of go wild style deck. But with Ezuri, kind of gives you that really good, yep, good game, the tooth and nail. Hey. That is a bummer, but yeah, it kind of gives you that aggro feeling. That I don't know if you've never played aggro in modern, it's definitely a really good feeling just to go hog wild, swinging across the creatures, and then especially with the Zuri, and you can see where we had Sage of Hours in the hand. You start to put those experience counters on Sage of Hours, and it really helps you close the game out, being able to take those extra turns. Now, as far as the Sage of Hours, you know, that's kind of one of those cards that it's really easy to kind of start getting those extra turns. So with Sage of Hours, it's kind of more of a you know, break glass in case of emergency style card, but works really good with Ezuri, and we got to close. I got to close it out with that win. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.